Hello, Editor Cole here. I'm here to kind of give a little bit of context to some of the words we use here. Essentially, we had scheduled a different guest for recording this I guess weekend, and it didn't quite work out. So we rescheduled them and filmed this episode because we had the extra time, and then it turned out that the original guest couldn't make the reschedule. So we're still going to have that guest on eventually, but this episode is kind of... we were unsure of when it was going to be posted, so some of our wording and discussion of maybe future plans is unclear. So I'm going to just go ahead and give some cool updates. It's summer. Brayden and I are a bit more free, and I mentioned this at the end of this episode again, but we're gonna try to do Wednesday and Saturday uploads, and kind of see where it goes, which means 2 episodes per week, potentially. The other thing that's super exciting is this Wednesday should be episode 11, which will be our first feature film episode, which is very exciting. We're both very excited to be releasing that. Of course, at the time I'm talking about this, we don't even know what we're writing about yet. But yeah, I think that's pretty much gonna do it. So I hope you guys enjoy today's episode, and yeah, talk to you guys later. All right. We're here. This is my good buddy, Kane!
Yay!
Yay! He doesn't know why he's here or what he's doing. Well, he knows why he's here.
Oh, you didn't tell him anything?
Not really, no. I give him...
You know what? I'm here. I'm excited. You can see my wonderful ceiling in my apartment, and that's yeah.
It's beautiful.
With some views, yeah.
Mm-hmm. So we're gonna read a script.
Okay.
This script was generated by the magnificent Braydan Kirkland, who is, well,
Okay.
he's to my...
That's so exciting.
Wait. He's over here for me.
On my screen, he's the other one.
He's the...
So I think
okay, so he's over
it's
here.
already a disaster.
Yeah, but I'm recording.
This show
He's over...
makes us look. This show always makes us look like we don't know what our directions are.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah, and I've got my awkward tea, so I can sip on it if I say something stupid, and we're gonna have a great time. So,
I'm gonna keep rotating my water bottle throughout this, and anyone who can identify all the stickers, I'll Venmo you.
Yeah.
$8.
Don't make promises you can't keep, bro. Anyway, Brayden, why don't you pull it up? Kane, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna select some like parts, and we're gonna do like a table read, essentially. And you love table readings, so this should be great.
Oh, yeah, the table read fan.
This was my favorite part of like any like weird like high school English class where we just like read like books and stuff. That was my favorite.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, dude.
I can relate to that. Yeah, that's the best part.
Okay, let me see this script.
Yeah. So
Let's see. Share my screen.
yeah, we picked, because we've written several of these. We picked this one because you're a big sports guy.
I am. I
So-
bought baseball cards earlier today.
Oh, really? Nice.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So,
Okay.
Brayden, this
We've
is your
got a
baby. Why
couple-
don't you cast?
Okay, we got Chad, Mo, Bill, Gene, Tori. There's a lot of
That's a lot of
people.
characters.
We have the caller.
That's awesome.
Should we group background characters together? Like side characters together?
Yeah, sure. How about Kane? Why don't you be our good friend, Chad? You can be Chad.
Dude. That,
Cole?
It's the role of a lifetime.
Cole, I will let you be Mo.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
And I will be Bill.
You
And
were very
then-
unsure of that. Okay,
I know I'm going to be Bill.
Okay, he's gonna be
I'm
Bill.
quite sure of that.
it's Bill.
And for background roles, why don't you do it, Cole? I trust you.
That's so exciting.
Background. That's like just like the
Background, yeah.
bartender, I think. Okay.
And if there's like two background characters talking to each other, I can like
Okay.
take
All right.
the other one.
We'll figure it
Yeah,
out.
I want Cole to talk to himself. I think that's funny.
Dude, I'll do it. I'll do
I
it.
think we need. I think actually every character should be played by Cole, and we just sit here and watch.
Could you imagine?
Stare at him.
Dude, don't
Like
test me. I'll do it.
schizophrenic one act play.
Yeah.
All
Alright. Are we ready, folks?
Who's doing action?
Yes,
You
I'm
doing
gonna
cast
try-
action?
I got it.
All right.
Okay, here we go. Interior, B-dubs, evening. Dozens of full tables. The TVs playing reruns of miscellaneous sports games and Sports Center. Loud music fills the room. Buzzing neon signs all over the place. B-dubs jerseys are on the walls. The sounds of smacking lips with wings are also around. Musty sweat and Axe body spray with a hint of mahogany. At the bar, Chad, 26, Mo, 24, and Bill, 34. Already a couple beers deep, they bang on the table in unison, excited.
You fucking ready for this draft, dudes?
Hell yeah!
I just hope the Beagles take that Raji Blurb fella. He can run faster than a cheetah on meth.
Nah, they need a damn safety.
Insert the TV over the bar, showing pre-draft coverage. In the studio, Tori and Gene.
Oh,
Oh, go.
shit. sorry. We're almost ready to hear the first pick out here in Green Bay. Tori, what can we expect?
Well, Gene, we got a great lineup this year. From Terrence Blunder to Hoochie McFalafel. We've got a lot of opportunities for these young men.
Anyone we should keep an eye on?
Well, sources are telling me one team is looking into taking a relative unknown in the first round. It's a big swing, but we'll see if it pays off. Interior B-dubs evening. Chad, Mo, and Bill keep their eyes on the TV as the bartender refills their drinks. They pick up their cups and try to drink without blinking an eye, without breaking eye contact. Splash everywhere. Oh shit!
Wait, I thought I was. Mo.
That's Mo.
Dude,
That was Bill.
Brayden,
Dude, I thought this was the most professional show on the internet.
That was
Brayden,
unprofessional.
you're gonna bury us, bro. Okay. Oh shit! I forgot about Hoochie McFalafel. He's gonna do great things.
Bring Chad's phone. He answers.
Yo, it's Chad. Go Beagles.
Mr. Chad, hope you can get your bags packed because we're looking to take you this round.
Him again?
We watched your tapes. You look strong, got a good eye, endurance. We're expecting big things.
I haven't played ball since middle school.
We don't care about that. Just keep a lookout for your name and we'll be in touch.
All ends. Chad pockets his phone, turns to Mo and Bill. Bill doesn't even register. His face is buried in a plate of wings. Mo was chugging a beer, but he did notice Chad.
Yo, why are you looking at me with those fuck eyes, bro?
I think I'm gonna get drafted.
A beat. Then Mo breaks into uproarious laughter.
It's my line next.
That's you!
Good one.
I'm the one that's gonna mess up the show. Yeah.
Good one. And I'm the Queen of Alderaan.
Bill looks up. Sauce all over his face. Oh, what? What's so funny?
Chad here thinks he's getting drafted.
As long as the Beagles don't take his pasty ass. Didn't you play left bench back in the day?
I'm telling you, dude, just watch.
A tune from the TV plays. It makes the three stop what they're doing to watch. Insert the TV over the bar. A large stage with a big LED screen behind flashing logos and such. An elderly woman hobbles up to the podium.
I know, I'm working on it, bro. Give me it. Dude, I'm out of the zone now. With the first pick in the 2025 military draft.
Interior B-dubs evening.
The what now?
What the fuck? Where's the NFL draft?
Don't do the accent, please. For the love of
No,
Christ,
I
don't do the
need to
accent.
know what you think a Sudanese accent is like.
I
Cole.
forgot we wrote that in.
Don't do it.
Dude, I don't know.
Dude, if you can pick out Sudan on a map, I'll give you $100.
I would be impressed, Cole. Could you pick out South Sudan on a map? Okay. I mean, that sounded confident to me.
Do you know what continent it's in?
It's in the Middle East.
Nope, that's not a continent,
But
and it's
no,
also not where it is.
That's not a continent. No, it's not. But wait, is it not in the Middle East?
No, it's in
No,
Africa,
dude.
man.
It's in Africa. It's like in the middle of Africa.
Oh, close.
Yeah,
All right,
yeah.
let's
That's
do the
close.
accent. Let's do the accent.
Please, don't do it.
It's just gonna be Indian. Like that's the. I can't do accents.
Okay, maybe, definitely don't. I just say it normally. Otherwise, your podcast is getting shot into the sun.
You get shadow banned to the face of the earth.
My country
Alright,
is
go.
picking.
Oh, good God!
Let's just keep moving.
Dude, you have to bleep that.
Insert the TV over the bar.
South Sudan selects Raji Blurb.
Footage cuts to the green room where Raji breaks down into tears. We can't tell if they're happy tears or I'm about to die tears. His family crowds around him. Interior B-Dub's evening. Chad's jaw drops all the way to the floor. Mo wipes his brow. Bill slams his fist in the table. God damn it, they fucking took my guy! The whole season's a wash! In the background, names continue to get called for the military draft, selected by various countries. Chad starts to sweat profusely.
Oh my God! Oh my God!
Mo puts a hand on his shoulder.
Well, nice knowing you.
Thank God. I'm not going to your funeral, by the way. I hate those.
What the hell, man?
Yeah, I'll have a colonoscopy scheduled that day. Sorry.
Chad scrambles into his pockets, redials the most recent call.
Dude, do not select me. I can't fight for you. I'm no killer.
We've seen your deer hunting photos on Instagram. You've got the right stuff, kid.
I have ADHD.
Hyperfocus. Perfect.
I have a family, man.
Men don't have families these days, but nice try. Spring training will be quick. We've got work to do.
Ends. Mo pushes Chad.
Dude!
Insert the TV over the bar.
We're approaching the last pick of the first round, and wow, a blockbuster trade.
Russia has traded in their pick to North Korea. Is it safe to call this a bombshell?
Poor taste, Tori.
A burly Korean man takes to the podium. He smiles wide, like the Joker. Interior B-Dub's evening. Everyone's faces drop, looking around in fear, anguish.
Holy shit, they traded into the first round.
They're gonna take a juggernaut.
World War III! Nuclear fallout!
Raji Blur, my sweet prince. Chad is sobbing. He leaps onto the bar.
Okay, I'm not doing that.
Well,
I'm in the
you don't
apartment. I will break my desk. This is madness. It's barbaric. Sending innocents to die for some pointless war, and for what?
Insert the TV over the bar. With the 32nd pick in the military draft. Interior B-Dub's evening. Chad grabs a beer bottle, breaks it into shards, holds it to his neck, crying.
Oh my
Insert
God.
the TV over the bar. North Korea selects. Interior B-Dub's evening. Chad's neck starts to bleed a little.
America!
Interior the TV over the bar. Hoochie McFalafel out of BYU. Interior B-Dub's evening. Chad drops the beer glass, hands to his head, silence, until laughter cuts attention. Moe's. He holds his phone up.
Gotcha, bitch!
But everyone else is still so despondent, almost as if they're just waiting for death. Insert the TV over the bar. Hoochie McFalafel takes the stage next to the burly Korean man. Hoochie is even burlier. Strapped with every possible weapon you can imagine, he takes the mic. Go for it.
Oh, shit. 31... Oh, shit. 31 teams just made a mistake, baby!
The end.
The end.
That was unlike anything I've ever read before. That was really impressive.
Yeah.
I really enjoyed that there was a Queen of Alderaan joke. I like that. We're just these people are just fans of Star Wars.
Yeah, I imagine.
And as a person who watched the entirety of the NFL draft, including the late rounds, which are a waste of time, you'd be surprised how not far off this is.
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
It's insane. That's so funny. I do like how it's very reminiscent of those old Key and Peele sketches. That are just unhinged. I love it.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
But don't do the don't do that. That's
Yeah.
No, thank you for your feedback.
Is that better? Okay.
Well, you did like an awkward and it was like, what? We just got really great feedback, and you know.
So
when am I going to see this on? When am I going to see this on TBS? Because this is
in about 3 hours.
Yeah.
3 hours.
3 hours. Yeah, about 3 hours. 3 hours. Spain time.
Well, I think 3 hours means the same everywhere. So
I would be inclined to agree with that.
We'll see it a little bit past midnight.
Yeah, but European flushes are the other way, so it's like maybe time works differently.
So you mean
that's the thing that happens
3 hours
over
ago?
The equator. That happens over the equator, I think. So I think you're just not correct. So I think what we're learning today is that Cole is truly he doesn't know where any countries are.
Yeah,
that's what I learned from this experience.
See, but with the sketches we've written, it takes a special kind of idiot to craft those. And
I've known you for years. I know that.
That's the new tagline. The writer's room. It takes a special kind of idiot to do this.
I mean,
yeah,
I wrote a porno sketch.
That's why are okay?
We were like 14 minutes in, barely 14 minutes in, before you had to say that.
Yeah, I keep mentioning it for whatever reason.
Why would you?
I fear we need to read this at some point. I'm fascinated. It reminds me of that time. So in high school, I did essentially sort of in this format a dramatic reading of the Zootopia abortion comic. Y'all familiar?
No.
Holy
Anyone familiar with that comic? Because if not, dude, that's literary masterpiece, right? That's one of the best comics ever written, right?
Apparently.
I'm shocked you guys haven't heard of this. I'm shocked you haven't heard of it. Because it was, dude, you need to read it or just have it on the show or something. Because it is truly the most unhinged shit anyone's ever read. It's incredible.
We'll bring you back to read.
Yeah.
Dude, I already did this. I'll do it again. I'll reprise my role. I forget who I played, but I'll do it again.
Oh my god. This is great.
Cancel that in, Cole.
Dude, I've been looking for the footage since like I graduated high school, and I'm so sad to say that I think it lost. Unfortunately.
Oh man.
Not for much longer. Much longer.
We can run it back.
Yeah, dude. Okay, so now's kind of the time where we start just asking questions and talking, which is kind of what we started.
Okay.
But
very excited.
Here's an interesting question. So, well, you know what? Let's do background on Kane so that we kind of know. Because
I would like to know. Yeah, if for anyone's sake, for my sake, yeah.
Yeah. Well, so
let's run some background
our last guest was a filmmaker / director, producer, kind of jack of all trades, ni fam, and Kane is.
Okay. None of that. So I am not in any way trained in film. I took a film class in high school, but I'm a big fan of movies and TV shows, and I don't at all in the software in the film industry. I'm a software engineer, so I'm excited to talk about movies, the things that I am very qualified to talk about.
There we go.
So to those at home, he's like you guys. Yeah, but
bold of you to assume that all of our fans are movie fans, but I mean, I would appreciate that.
Yeah.
I think after hearing you guys talk about movies and scripts, I think they actually like movies less. So I think that's
I wouldn't be surprised on that one, actually.
yeah.
New tagline for the show: The Writers' Room. We make you like movies even less.
Mhm,
Yeah.
that's right.
I don't know what background would you like. I am I don't know. I live in New Jersey. As Cole said, I am a big fan of sports.
Your social security number is.
My social security number, dude. Nope. Not doing that.
On the screen, flash it on the screen.
What's
Yeah,
hilarious
what other
about
stuff
that? He was gonna fake a number for a second and then just decided not to.
Nope. I'm not good enough at that. Like improv. What other thing should I tell you? I got a speeding ticket today. That's another thing
Whoa!
that happened.
How fast
that's
were you
real, bro.
going? How fast were you going?
I don't know if I'm out of the statute of limitations on that one yet, but I paid the ticket, and I no longer have a speeding ticket. I'm a role model, guys.
That's
Doing the
awesome.
civilly liable thing. We like that.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
We stand speeders.
Be careful with what you. Be careful when you finish that one.
That's funny. Yeah. I collect baseball cards and Pokemon cards, and I play video games and build computers, and I also have I spend way too much money on Lego, which I don't know if you can see. You said you like Star Wars. That's the Lego set of Slave One. So,
Oh yeah, look at that.
Yeah.
it's dope. I've spent there. I just moved into my apartment in March, and there's a Lego store like 10 minutes from my house, and it's straight up a problem because I keep going over there and just buying more. It's not good.
Yeah. Legos are an addiction, and that's why we're here today.
Yeah.
Oh, it's a
Yeah, this is actually
turning into an intervention.
alcoholic
Yeah.
It's a PSA.
Yeah.
So let's see. Kane, you've dabbled in creative stuff. You do D&D. I've heard you do voices. You like to kind of get into like, I don't want to say full-blown role play, but would there be a world? I'm trying to figure out what my question is. Would there be?
Spinning a yarn and let's just see where it goes.
Yeah, well, would there be a world where you would maybe voice a sketch similar to what we've just recently read, like 10 minutes ago?
Yeah, absolutely. I think many years ago I was interested in trying voice acting, and then I was too lazy to do it, so I didn't do it. But I am as you said, a big fan of D&D. I am. So my partner has introduced me to all of his friends, and they play so many TTRPGs. So I've been kidnapped, and I'm playing like 3 different campaigns of different games right now. So it's definitely it's interesting. It's a lot of fun, but it's also, I feel like I'm going insane a little bit with the amount of like, okay, so this person is doing this thing, and it's like trying to keep up with 3 people's personalities. As well as my own is a lot.
You are 4 different people right now.
I am 4 different people.
Yeah.
And speaking of D&D, I'm wearing a D&D tank top right now.
Oh,
so-
nice, dude. Yes, dude.
Yeah.
Brayden, do you have a question?
You really put me on the spot.
Yeah, because I'm trying.
You sure?
Dude,
I've never been able to do
I
that.
just came from a
Very
movie, so the
little-
movie's in my head right now, so I'm struggling to.
Well, we'll talk about that in a second, but you can tell how very little planning goes into this thing. We believe here at the Writers' Room that spontaneity is the birthplace of creative freedom.
Well, I think it's also.
Yeah,
just-
and you can tell that you don't like prepare based on what you just said. Because
Yeah, exactly.
that's
No,
not-
we like things to be
He's got
natural.
it down.
We like things to be natural.
Yeah.
But also, I feel
Yeah.
like Brayden, in a lot of ways, likes to kind of pin some planning on me, because usually at the end of episodes,
Excuse me?
at the end of episodes, he's like, "What
Excuse
are we
me?
doing next week?"
Oh, that's hilarious.
Whoa.
That's so funny.
Whoa.
First
Dude,
writers' room
secret's
fight.
getting revealed.
Was this just the last episode of the Writers' Room? Oh my god.
That's so funny.
Yeah.
This feels like, now this is starting to feel like the show's couple therapy.
Oh,
Yeah,
We're just
I'm
airing out our
actually.
issues.
We had the intervention for me with my Lego addiction, and now I'm actually your.
Oh, okay.
I'm here to deal with that.
I just had the realization.
You know, Cole,
well, I've been banned from writing things recently due to the porno sketch. So I'm actually realizing that Brayden's actually had to plan like the last 2 or 3 sessions.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm sorry.
Hold on now.
Did you read this sketch like on the show?
Yeah. Well, so do I call him out? I'm gonna call him out.
Go
Yeah, I'm gonna call. So the audience, ladies and gentlemen at home, or as I called you last week, ladies and cocks.
Awesome.
I think that's what I said.
I don't even remember that.
That's what I
don't
said.
remember that.
Well, it was Editor Me, and Editor Me has some sass. What was I gonna say?
Oh, good.
Just a segue to say that joke again.
Yeah. Oh no. So we were actually supposed to have a different guest, to read the porno sketch, which still might happen, but I guess some schedule things got jumbled around. So we now have Kane, who is a wonderful human being to speak with, and the awkward wave is great.
Well, I was trying to be like so, but what I want to wasn't. Why did I miss the cut for the porno sketch? Because now I'm fascinated.
It's becoming increasingly likely that he's wanting us to read this sketch.
Yeah.
We could read it. We don't know when this one's coming out. To be fair, we could do it.
That's so true.
Okay.
Yeah, the reason the original guest was selected is because they are probably the most chaotic human being that I've ever met. But
And in my life as well.
yeah,
That's a challenge for me. I need to be more chaotic.
yeah, you're
Taking
too
it as a challenge, I like that.
composed, and I'm gonna throw out the inside joke we have of you being made of granite. No.
Yeah.
Wait, is it granite?
Yeah.
His bones are made of granite. Accept it.
No, it's not that my bones are made of granite. I just don't have any bones. I'm fully just granite.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I don't know, Brayden. Do you want to read another one, or do you want to save it?
I mean, I guess we always can, because like you said, we never know when any of these episodes will come.
That's true.
out.
There's nothing wrong with
True.
reading it.
We have two options, right? The way I see it, we could read that sketch, or we could read the Utopia abortion comic and give the audience one. But I guess
I think that's gotta be saved for a rainy day when we're out of ideas.
yeah, that's fair
Gotta
enough,
come back to that one.
dude. That
You will
comic,
be. Oh,
I can talk about that comic for days. Anyway,
I'm sure you could.
that comic is crazy.
I don't know if that's something that I would want to broadcast to the entire internet, but
No.
you go off.
It is the most unhinged shit ever, and the fact that it is so well drawn is crazy to me. All right, let's hear about this.
All right, let's see. Kane, I will have you be Clyde.
Clyde, okay.
Cole,
Mm-hmm.
you can be Nikki Knockers.
Oh, good.
Oh Christ.
That's great.
I will take on Gil, and also Cole.
Mhm.
You can be what's his name?
Oh,
Grip in the back corner.
Oh yeah, that.
Grip in the back corner.
Sadly, grip in the back corner makes sense for me.
I'll take action. All right, let's go.
Kane, you don't know how funny that is.
Interior, living room, day. Florida beach house aesthetic, but a poor, cheap imitation. Sad gray walls, tacky palms. Only one single picture frame, an AI-generated knockoff of Winslow Homer. Shoddy film equipment is set up around a couch and coffee table. Clyde, just a plain shirt with a handmade pizza logo, and Nikki Knockers, just whatever the director could find, sit. Gil, the director, is by the camera, looking at them intently. Action! The two actors begin. Nikki almost falls into the role. Clyde is as stiff as a wooden board. Please be mature.
Oh boy, Mr. Pizza Guy, I sure don't know how to pay for this pizza.
Clyde shifts a little away from Nikki. She leans in.
Maybe you can accept another currency that isn't the United States dollar, Mr. Pizza Guy.
Like the peso, or
Nikki brushes her hand against his arm. Clyde stands, shaking his hands all willy-nilly.
okay.
Cut! Gil nods his head for Clyde to come join him. Nikki does not move an inch, careful to hold her position in the light. So what's going on, pal?
Well, sir, she brushed her hand against my arm, sir.
Yeah, that's in the script. That's the movie.
I just thought we'd CG that in later, or I'd have a stunt double.
Listen, your manager really fought for you to be in this.
Yes, he really hates me, alright?
Just do your best, okay? And I like to run a safe set, so we'll be okay. Sound good? Clyde hesitates, but nods. He goes back to the couch. Nikki still hasn't moved.
Y'all good?
Yeah.
And action!
I was thinking something more intangible.
Mysterious. I, for one, am particularly fond of mysterious suggestions such as that.
So here I go.
Nikki starts to lean in for a kiss. Clyde shuts his eyes, slowly tilting his head to the side.
I am waiting for you to go.
Nikki gently nudges his head to face her. This causes Clyde to erupt yet again. He shoots from the couch.
Ew! Ew! Ew!
Nikki stands and moves towards him. Cut!
What the hell? I don't have the cooties. I have SAG certification. We're all professionals here, so can we just please do the damn scene? My god, I'm trying to be the fucking character. Fucking character. Nice.
The AD walks between Clyde and Nikki and gets Nikki back away from Clyde. Clyde? Walk with me. Interior green room later. Not much of a green room as it is just a cramped bathroom down the hall. The walls are at least painted a cheap green paint. Gil sits Clyde on the toilet, fanning him. Now let's take it easy, alright? Tell me what you're thinking. Are you too uncomfortable?
No, it's not. It's not that. It's just... Do they have to kiss?
Oh, buddy. They do a lot more than kiss. Sure, we can cut the kiss, but that's just the first scene.
Can't you just do the scene yourself?
Okay, there's two options for this.
Oh yeah.
For medical reasons, no. Or, listen, man, as much as I would love that, and believe me, I would love that, the regulations won't let me since I'm directing. Look, Clyde, I believe in you, okay? Whatever you can put your mind to, you can do it.
Yeah, you're right.
Now let's fucking get it on camera.
Yeah!
Interior living room later. We've reset the scene. Clyde is laying flat on the couch, a big grin on his face.
I'm gonna do it. I'm finally gonna make my Hollywood dreams come true. My mom and dad will finally see me on the screen.
I went to Juilliard for this.
Action! Nikki walks up to the couch.
Please make yourself comfortable, Mr. Pizza Guy. I sure do hope that broken tibia in 3 places heals properly.
Gil leans over to his AD. Nice rewrites. Nikki slowly but surely leans down closer to Clyde. As she does this, he starts to tense, humming softly to himself.
But I know what else can heal broken bones besides rest and plenty of elevations.
She gets closer. He's more tense, humming louder. Then she breathes in his ear. Clyde leaps up from the couch, screaming. And he runs out the door. Oh my fucking god.
What did you say to him?
What did you say to him?
I literally just breathed.
Well, great. Now what? Where are we gonna find a replacement at this hour? The grip in the back corner slowly raises his hand. End.
Yeah, I think that was true art, and I'm really glad we got that. Because that was great, and I think that it does make sense that you're in the corner.
Damn it! Shit!
Give you a nice chair, you know. It'll be great.
Yeah.
No, that was. See, I love that. I love that you guys keep giving me the roles that require shout. In my apartment where I have neighbors.
Yeah, yeah.
I bet my neighbors are
Perfect.
really enjoying this. They're big fans of the show.
Yeah.
Well, they're about to be.
Yeah, that was mine. You can
Go ahead and
probably
take full credit, buddy.
tell. Yeah. Well, I mean, whoa! You had some input there, pal.
I mean, there's literally a Braydan
There is a lot
line.
of
It's
input.
Mm-hmm.
Well, actually, no input, but
I will say Braydan shut me down and probably kept me, what's the word here, contained for a lot of that one. There were ideas
Yeah.
that
yeah, I'm sure there were ideas, Cole. I'm sure there was a lot of wish fulfillment going on.
I need to stop bringing up the
Look-
porn sketch.
look, we're doing it.
Dude.
We're. It's your fault too. It's not like I'm telling everybody. It's
Yeah, I know.
you going around
You're-
telling
you're
everybody.
Hmm?
I said I fear you have dug your grave.
Yo, yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I mean, this is on the internet with both of our faces on it. So like, just imagine like
It's true.
fast forward 5 years and we're trying to get a job, and the
I mean, it's on my
studio
resume,
exec just
too.
like turns a computer around. Wait.
You
So
put this
what
on
were
your
you doing?
resume?
No.
Actually?
No.
Okay.
That's not the
That would be
worst idea,
bold.
but that's
I'd
really
appreciate
funny.
the. I'd appreciate the big swing.
You got a lot of faith in your
Sketch
in your
with
scripts
Nikki
there.
Knockers.
Mhm.
Oh my lord. Yeah. Yeah, in my brain it was originally going to be let's just say the stakes were going to be a little bit higher, and Clyde was going to have a much worse time. And
Well, that's terrifying.
yeah, but you know, Braydan being the savior that he is.
Yeah,
they don't
I
give-
don't even know what those edits are.
They don't give Oscars for that kind of stuff. I'll tell you that
Yeah,
much.
That's yeah. You can see a couple of the edits in the episode that we wrote it in. Episode 4.
Okay. That's very exciting.
5.
5. Is it 5?
I think so.
Because this, well, we don't know what episode this is because this is just kind of hanging out with Kane.
Yeah. If you want, I can date the episode and make your life worse. I can tell them what day it is. You're like, ooh, we recorded that. You guys recorded this 7 months ago. What's
Yeah.
happening?
Fuck it. It's June 8th at 9:35 p.m.
Oh, dude, you gotta bleep that. You gotta bleep that.
Leave that out.
Yeah.
Yeah,
maybe I'll-
you can just ADR. You can just ADR this. June 8th, 2085. Is
There
that
we go.
better?
Yeah,
And
that's
we'll
when we're
stick that-
recording
We'll
this.
stick that there, and we'll cut you. We'll cut you out.
Yep.
On.
Just switch the dialogue around.
Yeah.
Okay. So during that script read, I've actually come up with another question, being the masterful interviewer
Whoa.
that I am.
This is great.
There we go.
So, Kane, most of your creative experience, that at least that I've seen, beyond like high school, is you being a dungeon master for D&D. Would you ever be interested in taking that experience and maybe doing an episode where you help us write or come up with an idea?
Okay. So I don't know how much that experience. First off, I don't know how much that experience would help me, because I was not a good DM. There's too much
Modest.
going on.
He is being modest.
Not
but-
being modest.
Dude, no, I've played like 3 of your campaigns. They were great. Well,
I'm glad you enjoyed it. I lose focus very easily with it. So I would be interested in that, and you'll be interested to know that I did actually. I as a hobby, I did creative writing, like in high school and college. And then there are some. I don't know how much that experience would help me with whatever sketch we're writing, but I think it would definitely be interesting. And
There we go.
I could. You know what? I'm I'm sure I can make the sketch worse, so it'll be great.
Yeah. So the dynamic that Brayden and I have, Brayden's he's an actual writing major, whereas I'm just a film major. So I'm more bring more creative ideas, and he kind of helps format any ideas that I bring to the table into the script. So essentially, you would be just a step below from me, and we would just combine. It would just like funnel up because you would.
Oh,
but yeah.
Oh god, I'm just now coming to the realization that I am just a more inefficient AI writing model that you just feed your ideas into.
Well, it's like
for me to spit out
we're like
in an hour.
We're like the architects, and you're the construction worker.
Oh, that's so funny. Yeah, that's so true. No, and I can for all of my software developer listeners. We're the project managers and he's the developer. Because fun fact, project managers don't know what the fuck is going on. And would be a similar situation.
Wait a minute.
That's incredible.
You work for my dad though, so
he's not a project.
Okay. I was gonna say,
No, Brian is great. He's a developer, and so. I'm not going to say too much about it. But, Brian is. I don't want people fighting this. And being like, let's look at this for his employment.
Brian is great. All of my have enough fancy.
I know you guys have. A lot of pull. No, Brian is not a project manager. He's an excellent developer. Some project managers I have heard, not actually seen, that some of them are not good. And actually don't know what they're talking about, and I'm definitely not speaking from experience.
Yes. We'll get you that promotion.
Thanks, bro. I appreciate that.
Okay, so let's talk about maybe some of like the genres that you like. What would you say? Well, let's go with like just movies in general. What are some of your favorite like genre movies to watch in terms of genre?
That's a great question. I love a good action movie. I always find myself rewatching the John Wick franchise just because I think it's incredibly well choreographed. I think the fights are really interesting. The story is really cool. I think Keanu Reeves does a great job in that role. I think action movies are always just a good it's a good genre. Also, fantasy movies. Cole has brought up D&D. I love movies that are like high fantasy. Lord of the Rings is one of my favorite movies or movie trilogies. And I mean, fantasy is just great. Apart from that, I really love like political dramas. So I'm talking about like Game of Thrones before season 8.
Fair.
It was real like the like political drama aspect of that show is really excellent. And I think that's such an interesting like thing to explore in movies and TV shows. So I think those are my favorite. But I also, I'll watch anything, to be honest with you. If it sounds interesting, I'll watch it.
It sounds like,
I think that's a great outlook.
Yeah, from a writing perspective, it kind of sounds like you're a fan of. I know you said action movies, but you mentioned John Wick, which does have a lot of world building to it. There's a lot of lore, I guess. Even though you don't see all of it always on screen, there's a lot to it that you can kind of see in like little details. Which makes sense as a D&D player and dungeon master.
Yeah, I love little details like that. I think that any movie that can use environmental storytelling to characterize, or to go more into the characterization of how these people are actually feeling and how you can. I think it's really. And I think John Wick does such a good job of that throughout, because he barely talked, and it's interesting hearing how other people talk. Because they are all terrified of him, and it sort of gives like a good background of like who he is as a person, why we should be interested. It's really cool.
Yeah, I almost wonder with those being kind of your favorite elements to see. I wonder how you would do, instead of writing a sketch, writing a short film kind of in a world centered around that. Because while it is difficult, I've seen very detailed short stories be done in a way that kind of can be better than features sometimes.
Yeah, my creative writing in like high school and early college was very like a short story kind of situation. None of them were like fully fleshed out or really anything, or good enough to share in any sort of capacity. But you know, I think that it's a really cool format. Like just going, it's also a special type of skill to be able to tell like a full story in a shorter like form factor. I think it's really cool, and it's a lot of fun to work on.
Yeah. Awesome. Cool.
Reed did like you had something really profound to say.
No.
Yeah,
Well, I'm just. Don't do that. I'm just kind of. No, I'm just intrigued. Well, it's interesting because I've only really seen like the D&D creative side of Kane, but also in brief conversation, we've talked about like certain movies, and we've argued about movies that we may disagree on being good or bad or whatever. I think the most recent one was Spider-Man 3.
I don't. Oh.
Yeah, we had a disagreement.
Whoa. Are we talking like Sam Raimi's Spider-Man 3? Whose opinion is what?
I mean, I don't mind it. It's okay. Here's the thing. I think that it's just Cole. I would love to hear your opinion on it, because I actually don't know if we've talked about this. I think it might have been a different movie you were talking about, but I do have opinions about Spider-Man 3. Which is that it's very hard for a trilogy to stick the landing. As I was talking about Lord of the Rings, I think it does that very well in the third movie. And I don't know if Spider-Man 3 does it the most, but it's not like bad. It's not. It's just, you could have done this better, you know.
That's
and it's sad because like the first two are really good.
That makes so. I remember this argument like it was yesterday, and that makes me think now that you were messing with me because I was just like,
that sounded like a really tame, believable, respondable answer. That's like, yeah.
I think it was a couple years ago. I don't know why I remember this, but you were like, "Oh my gosh, Spider-Man 3 is so good," and I think you said it because you knew that I had a strong opinion that I hated Spider-Man 3.
That does sound like I would do. And I believe that is the case. I don't remember this conversation at all. But judging from what you're saying, yeah, I definitely said that.
Because you were like the stupid emo in the street thing. You were like, "That's the best scene I've ever seen." I was like, "No way!" I was like, "No way! You think
so
that?"
Funny.
That's really
That's incredible. How long ago was that? You remembered that this whole time?
A lot of years, because I don't remember this.
It's like a year or two ago, and it's like one of the only ones I can remember because we probably argued a few times.
Amazing.
But now I'm questioning. I'm having an inception moment because how many of those arguments were real?
That's a good question. I think if you can give me another example, I can tell what my actual opinion about the movie is, and I don't know if it's
okay.
Back then. But I do like messing with you, so that it's plausible that I just was talking out of my ass back then.
I'm trying to remember another one. Maybe Men in Black. We might have argued on Men in Black. I don't remember which one. Though.
Yeah, I've only seen the first one. Maybe the second.
Then it wouldn't have been, because it would have been. Usually, you pick like a movie that I think now. See, I'm realizing this now, but you pick a movie that I think is really dumb, and then you'll say it's good.
Well, give me some examples of movies that are dumb, so
like the Fast and Furious franchise. I think that whole thing. Is
I mean, I can't like disagree with that. That's accurate. The fact, and I'll tell you why it's dumb. It's the fact that The Rock and Vin Diesel, I think it is, have like clauses in their that they can't lose a fight, and I think that's boring as hell.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. Oh my lord.
interesting franchise. You know, it's pretty novel, but turning it into just like this dick measuring contest, I don't think it's that interesting. It's just not.
Yeah, I've had several arguments with at least other people that I know for sure that just are diehard Fast and Furious fans, and I'm just like, what are you
That's
saying,
diehard
bro?
Fast
Yeah,
and Furious.
they're like
Crazy.
I think that's AI. I think those are AI you're talking to.
they treat it well. Kane, you know one of them, and he is an idiot.
Do I?
Yeah, Blaine.
Which one?
Remember Blaine?
Oh my god.
Yeah,
Dude.
yeah, he was kind of dumb.
I'm keeping it up with y'all. So Cole and I met. You know, I think it was probably like during the pandemic, maybe a little bit before. In a Discord server run by an old friend. And there were a lot of knuckle in that. Blaine being one of them. I wouldn't trust his takes on anything. So,
Yeah.
you know, it really is par for the course that he is a Fast and the Furious fan.
Yeah.
Because those movies are bad, and he's not very smart.
Yeah, I think the best part about those days was we were definitely all stupid in our own way.
No, I'm the
Aw.
smartest.
He's a
Aw,
smart.
how sweet.
Yeah,
Oh.
no, Kane's perfect in
Yeah.
pretty much every way.
Every way.
There
Yeah.
has to be one in every group, yeah.
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 mhm.
No, I mean it is very accurate, and
Yeah.
I remember, God, dude, every time I think about like the just random like people I've met on Discord, I really wonder why I spoke to them, because a lot of them, there are some characters.
Yeah, I actually
it's like a formative thing in young people's internet experience.
Yeah, to be fair, Blaine was actually somebody I did enjoy hanging out with, but there were a lot of people that we met. No.
Yeah, it was great.
No.
Yeah.
No, it was, so the reason that it was bad is because the person in charge of the server was a real how should I describe
how
him?
do you say this?
A freak ass bitch.
That's a good way.
He
to put it.
is, yeah, it was fascinating. And he drew all sorts to his server because he was so desperate for people to join that he would just let anybody in, and that was not good. It's not a good moderation style.
Literally anybody, like
Yeah.
anybody.
I got called. I got called slurs in that chat. I think.
Oh.
It was,
I
it
got
was an
called.
experience.
I got called. Well, yeah, I got called slurs too.
I gotta know what slurs apply to, because I'm not thinking of any, man.
Yeah, they didn't.
No, yeah, that
Yeah.
makes sense.
Yeah,
People were not
no,
that
but
creative.
I mean, the slur that applies to you, I was called, but also slurs that just didn't apply to really anybody in that server.
Anybody, honestly, yeah.
yeah.
Anyone in general.
Yeah.
It was, it's a formative experience being in servers like that.
Yeah,
it
is.
Ugh.
I mean, but you know, we learned a lot, and I think it's helped shape.
Oh yeah, what'd you learn?
Well, I learned that anyone generally that I've like south of the Mason-Dixon, you need to be wary of, because there were a lot of people from the south that started saying slurs. That was not good. It was.
Yeah. I learned how to stand up for women a lot.
Oh yeah, that was a key one. That was the key one. It was
Yep. Mm-hmm.
He tells me everything I need to know about the experience.
Speaking of how people met, I'm curious. Did you guys meet at college then? Like, you guys both go to the same college?
Oh, this will be good lore for the podcast.
Good
Yeah.
lore. Oh yeah,
Yeah,
lore
so,
drop time.
We've talked about this in like brief conversation on the podcast, but it's more of a vodcast. We haven't really called it anything. Braydan and I met at a place called The Cage, which, if you haven't watched us, I think we've described it once before, but The Cage is like the film equipment library of the Savannah College of Art and Design, or SCAD. So, we met. I believe I trained you on your first day, and
This is true.
bullied the hell out of you.
This is also true.
I literally was like,
getting training from Cole, that sounds like a nightmare.
I literally, I think I
Wow.
was like, pick up 20 of those stands and move them into that box, and I watched you do it. I think I did say it was something to that.
I will
That's
say-
awesome.
I will say, if anything, if Cole learned anything from the Discord experience, it was not to call people slurs, because it did
That's
not
good.
happen.
That's
So
good.
he learned how to bully in different ways, you know,
Yeah,
diversify his
that-
portfolio, if
yeah.
you will.
for sure. And that definitely reminds me of my experiences working service jobs and like working like retail and shit in high school and everything. Oh my god, the amount of like the people who trained me, just the amount of bullying was
Yeah.
it was that's a character builder.
Yeah.
That's fun.
Yeah, well, so legitimately though, I mean, we were pretty good buddies, like, within 2 weeks. Because, I mean,
Pretty much.
the thing with the cage is you very much, like, the problems that are there, hang on, I can say it. Scad, don't increase my tuition.
Mine by proxy, or mine by proxy, okay?
Yeah,
Yeah, I'm
well,
at college, so I'm just watching this.
yeah, so that's
Yeah,
the
yeah,
thing.
you're good,
Every
you're good.
workplace has its issues, and so no workplace is perfect. That applies to the cage as well, and the environment that is created there. And I think most people at SCAD would agree with that, actually. But you're in an environment where you kind of suffer together with those problems. Not that they're like horrific problems where you like lose your leg or something, but like they were there, and sometimes that was I'm not gonna say that actually. But
Good choice.
I totally I fully understand that experience though. I mean, working as a service worker or working in like some like weird like thing like that, it kind of trauma bonds you with like the other people who work there. I mean, I can list off the places I've worked, and you can sort of imagine the experiences that I've gone through with these random people that I've never spoken to again. I worked as a cashier at a water park when I was 14.
oh lord.
At the
fun.
food kiosk at a water park, which is fascinating. I worked at McDonald's doing like food service stuff, which was great. Then I worked as just at Bed Bath & Beyond doing like retail stuff. Then Best Buy, and then I worked as a pharmacy tech at Walgreens. So I have dealt with many different situations. We're just dealing with just insane bullshit and trying to get through it together. So I totally understand what you're
Yeah,
at.
that's fair.
I do believe that's a universal experience if you've ever worked a job. I feel like
Mhm.
you're always gonna have at least one person you can connect with to kind of talk about all the bullshit that's happening. I think
Yeah.
everyone can definitely relate to that.
I mean, yeah.
Yeah, even remote software engineering job. I had that experience specifically with Cole's dad, Brian. We just bit out the people who wrote the code previously and are no longer on the project.
It's pretty funny.
great.
I hear stories all the time
Yeah.
about that. Yeah.
Yeah. There's a lot.
Yeah. It's suffering always brings people together, and it's always fascinating to kind of see that.
Poignant.
No matter the level of suffering, but you know, it's always fun to kind of see that. And I mean, that's kind of how I met you, Kane. We were all kind of suffering through a pandemic, but our mutual friend, I'm gonna call him SoCon because he's never gonna come on here. Every time I ask him for a favor, he's always like, no. I don't think he should be on
He would. I don't think that would be good. I think that would be a disaster.
Aw, boo! All I hear is a bunch of negative Nancy's preventing a really fun person from joining the show. That's all I hear.
Dude, I'm so real. If you knew this person, you would be like, let's keep him away from
Yeah.
racing podcast.
Oh, it's that. Okay, well, never mind.
He's not internet friendly.
I'd say not friendly, but
There's an argument there, but he introduced us, but I was introduced to him. Yeah, because I think that's how we met. Is SoCon introduced me to you after the overlord of that Discord server introduced me to him, which was
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
awkward.
So-
'cause-
Oh,
Yeah.
and I was kind of like trauma. Like we had gone through some bullshit, Sokan and I, in a previous Discord server that we were in.
oh.
In which, yeah, there was. It really is just one Discord server to another in this life.
Mm-hmm.
It was interesting. And getting thrown from that. I think maybe the through line is. I think maybe that's who we need to be. I think that's what I'm learning.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So.
No, I think we should jump them. That's what I'm saying.
Dude, I mean,
Good life lesson.
yeah.
Yeah.
Um,
So, are you still working at the cage then, Brayden?
I am not. So, the rest of the lore is that currently neither of us are working at the cage
true.
anymore.
yeah. Nee is very, because I think she mentioned it when she was on, but Nee was very upset that we had both departed. Mine is still technically supposed to be a temporary departure, but we'll see.
Yes.
I've got some medical that I'm still trying to work out that prevents me from doing heavy lifting. But, you know...
Probably for the best.
Yeah. We don't want you to pop like a balloon. That would be
Yeah,
an
that
issue.
would
True.
make all of us sad.
Yeah.
For real.
Oh!
That'd be a bummer.
I won't say his name, but our manager followed me on Instagram, and I followed him back.
Seriously?
Yeah, seriously.
And not me? I'm offended.
Yeah, dude. I should
funny.
message him because he's awesome. He was awesome, dude. I loved him. We had our differences at times, but like he was awesome. Yeah, I would like to go back just because it kept me up to date with film equipment, and it was also my version of going to the gym.
That's honestly
It's
so
true.
real.
Underrated aspect of that job was my workout.
Yep.
Yeah. No, that's very fair. And I totally, dude. I had I've had several of my managers follow me on Instagram. But the one at the pharmacy was, it's interesting. He was like, it's always interesting, like going for like once you leave a job and then seeing these people that stay or that are still in that field. This guy's like a full farm, like he's a. And like I still just every once in a while just message him. I'm just like, hey Matt, what's up, man? And I just start like berating him. It's always fun. It's fascinating like having these experiences. I love like when I'm on a team and I'm the youngest person there because it really just confuses everybody. Like it's really fun with my current team as an engineer. I think everyone is at least 10 years older than me. And so I've started making it my personal mission. So we have like a random chat in our Slack server. And I've made it my personal mission to make everyone else feel as old as possible. So I need to post like the upgrades I did on my computer. I need to post like just all this random stuff I'm doing and just try to make these people feel like, damn, what is going on?
Okay.
That's my mission.
Do me a favor.
Okay.
Whenever you get a chance, message my dad. What is the Goonies?
See, that's really funny because I've seen the Goonies.
Yeah, okay.
I had the movie on DVD when I was a kid. And I really got to start messing with people like that.
Yeah.
See, that opens up a
It's
whole
my dad's
world for
favorite
me.
movie of all time.
It is.
Well, one of them.
Okay.
I think his actual favorite movie is like Tombstone, but The Goonies is up there. So if you
Dad favorite
I
movie.
don't know what Tombstone is. It's a western, right? I think
it is a western,
Yeah.
yeah, based on a true story. It is probably one of the best westerns ever. To be fair.
Okay.
But saying,
It's a bold claim, but I like it.
I think saying what is the Goonies is because it's more popular. I think that would be even more funny.
Yeah, that's like that has more of a, I feel like, a general like audience. I think that might I think he might be upset about that, which I
Yeah.
think would be funny.
That would be hilarious.
I'll start Oh man, yeah, I need to start messing with Brian more. Is what I'm thinking. Cole, you're gonna have to like feed information to me on like how I can make him upset.
I might do
because I think
that.
that'd be hilarious.
Yeah, I should do that. That would be so funny.
You mean let me just get this straight. The guy that you want to ask for a raise, you want to mess with him and make him mad, right? That's what we're doing.
Yeah, that's what.
Okay,
Yeah,
cool.
you got that right.
Yeah, cool.
Yeah.
Because I listen. Brian responds. He's a very good boss. And he we can. He's very receptive to like messing around. So,
yeah, well, he messes with you more than you mess with him, I imagine.
That's true. I mean, that's accurate. Brian does mess with me a lot, which is fun. He said, dude, once in a Slack message to me, he said, and I quote, "faux shizzle," and I think that happened. I think I'd never been the same. That was when like one of the first times I ever messaged him on Slack specifically. Like this is when I'm an intern. I'm an intern at this company. I'm like so nervous. I'm like freaking out. Like obviously if anyone knows about anything about software development, getting an internship, it's a bloodbath. So I've got this internship. I am like I have this weird power dynamic with my boss because he's my friend's dad. I'm like I don't want to fuck this up. And then he's like in response to a question, he says faux shizzle, and I think at that point, I just kind of closed my laptop for the day. Like, yeah, reading that, I'm like, man, I don't know what's going on anymore. I think I've had a. This is the start of my cycle.
The funnier part of that is he says it in real life too.
That's terrifying, and that's the worst thing I've ever heard. And because Brian's like a 50s or 60s something man, who is from Kentucky. Hearing him say faux shizzle, that sounds like a fever dream.
My favorite things are when he's like, because he's told me like you'll be like, hey, I've got exams coming up. Can I have time off? Of course, you're done with school now, but back when you were, I have exams coming up. Can I have some time off? And he's always like, no, work first. You have to slave away. And then a few seconds later, he's like, yeah, no, school first.
Yeah, no, this is so true. And he would always say "skoo" specifically.
Yes,
SKOO is how he would spell it. And that was an experience that I really didn't expect. Is an old white man's like attempt at slang. That really hit straight to the core. It was really an experience that I was not expecting, and you know what? I was able to get my degree and keep my job, so it's fine.
Yeah,
I'll deal with it.
He has his own like
it,
slang language that I just love to death.
Oh my god. I mean, I could just pull up Slack messages and start reading like them with the sensitive removed. There's so many of just ridiculous things he said.
Yeah, it's great.
It's quite it's interesting specifically working as a software engineer under him, because like I hear maybe I get more of like the messing around than other devs, because I know better than a lot of them do, because like I hear him in a meeting, like in like a meeting with the entire team, and he's like being serious, talking about deadlines, talking about like this testing suite and everything, and then I messaged, this is when I'm in college, I messaged him like for like I'm like, hey, I got exams coming up, or I got a project, and he's like, okay, go do it, whatever. I'm like, okay. I'm like, oh, all right. This, what I was not expecting in a boss as a software engineer, is a person who's just like, I don't care, leave me alone. It's really funny.
Yeah, he's got a great attitude. It's amazing.
You know what? It makes things a lot fun. So.
Okay, we're at about a good time. Do we have any last minute questions for Kane here before we wrap up?
I think so. I don't think so.
Well, we gave Nee a chance. Kane, you got any life advice for the kids trying to make it?
It's a good one.
Kids trying to make it, just in general,
just
or
in general.
Yeah, sure. We'll go with the general.
I think there's a lot you can do. So do you want actual life advice, or do you want me to like mess with? 'Cause I could do both.
Up to you.
Do both. Do both. Yeah.
So I mean,
Alright, I'm
the,
listening.
the best thing you could do is always be honest about it to people. I think that's my actual life advice.
Mhm.
And then the actual life advice is drop all of your money on tattoos because it makes you look cool, and that's what's really important.
Yep. That's
There
right.
you go.
It's better for you than smoking, I've heard.
You know what? To my knowledge, I'm not going to get cancer from this. Hopefully, crossing my fingers.
You call me tomorrow.
I'm already
I have ink cancer or something. I don't
Guys,
Ink
okay.
cancer. Ooh,
Ink cancer.
sounds
Yeah.
terrible.
That's a
Yeah.
new one, man.
Man, I have showcased Being an Idiot like 4 times this episode, and that's a bit more than
You're really
usual.
doing great, man. You're quickly becoming the heel of this podcast. It's great.
He's always been the heel. And it's fine.
Where's
Yeah.
Sam?
Being, like on his phone
North
during the
Africa.
recording of an
Northern
episode.
Africa.
Sudan. That's so funny. Yeah,
Oh
North
yeah,
Africa.
by Chad. Yeah, absolutely.
See,
Yeah, by Chad. Sure.
by
okay.
Egypt. Yeah. I know where
Dude.
Egypt is.
you gotta brush up on your geography, my guy. There's
Yeah.
so you've heard of Wordle. There's a game called Worldle, which
I've played it.
Worldle.
you get the outline of
Mhm.
like the outline of a country, and you have to guess where it is.
Yeah. See, I.
Oh, that's
I think
sick.
you should- I think you should do that.
Mhm.
You
Yeah,
know what,
but-
Cole? I could guess that.
You don't really have to say much more than that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I knew that, bro. Thanks, though.
I'm gonna be honest, Kane. You live here. I forgot where New Jersey is.
What? How? Actually, how is that possible?
Yeah, that's
As a
far more egregious.
Brayden, hush. Shh.
Do you think I'm in the same time zone as you? What do you think?
Yeah, you should be. You're next to New York.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, if you know that New Jersey's next to New York, then you know where New
That's
Jersey is.
true. I'm referencing a couple of weeks ago.
Did he just
when I-
learn geography? Amazing.
That's good. We won.
unless I'm playing a character, but you'll never know
Cole.
because the character's in front of the camera. Shut up, Kane. Nobody asked.
Hey Cole,
That's really-
what's up with that? What's up with that, bro?
Really a
What's with that?
bold character choice, I will say.
Well, character choice. I think you mean I have some notes, but you know what? We can.
I get off here and start doing calculus.
We can do some punch up later.
We'll talk off camera.
Yeah, we can do some punch up later.
Oh my lord. All right.
That's awesome.
So, people at home, audience members, whatever the fuck you want to call yourselves, just get all aggressive with them. This has been us hanging out with Kane, getting kind of more general audience reactions to sketches, screenplays, movie thoughts. If you want more guests like this, let us know. Or if you want more filmmaker guests, let us know. We're happy to do both. We have fun. I think we equally have fun with both. And I don't know about you, Brayden, but I had a great time with Kane today.
I also had a great time with Kane today.
That's
I would
awesome.
10 out of 10 recommend doing it again, even though I know exactly what that will spell for me in my future.
I don't know what that means.
The
Yeah, I'm
abortion
actually.
comic?
The abortion comic,
right.
yeah, we're all.
I did do that. I think I need to check. The author was making a second one, so I need to look into that and we can run that too.
If you find it
and
might be blurred. If you find it, we'll schedule another time. To
I don't think it's. I don't. I don't remember.
Okay.
I voiced this as like a 17-year-old. We did this it was me and 2 of my friends. So I gotta imagine it's just very heavy for no reason. And it's just insane that this is like what's happening in a comic about 2 Disney characters. Anyway, I could talk about for hours about the Zootopia abortion comic, but I will refrain.
We will. All right.
All right. Let us know if you want to see the Zootopia portion.
Drop a like if you want to see the Zootopia abortion
no.
comic.
Okay. So let's see. We're starting new schedule, by the way. We're gonna start for the summer because Brayden and I are a bit more free. Brayden's a bit more. Yeah, we're both a bit more free. We're gonna try
Both a bit more
Wednesday
free.
and Saturday uploads. So look forward to that.
Yes.
I can't say what we're doing next week because we don't know when this episode's being released. because as of filming this, technically, we're about to start our feature film writing.
So they probably won't hear that message about the new upload schedule because we don't know when this episode will go
Oh,
up.
that's really fun.
That's really funny.
Yeah.
So
You're gonna have to do like you're gonna have to preface whenever this video goes up, being like, "Hey, this was recorded 8 years ago. This is
Yeah,
lost footage."
yeah.
You gotta present it like the Blair Witch Project.
Editor Cole will take care of it. He's gonna yell at me for that. That's fine.
He always does.
Dude, he's a bitch and a half. That's my other.
There's two
persona.
things we know about Cole on this show: is that the editor version of him is a bitch, and he doesn't know geography. That's all.
No, that's host.
That's
all
all
we
I've
have.
ever known about Cole.
10 episodes in, and that's the only development we have for
Editor
his character.
Cole is a little bit smarter than host Cole.
Mm.
What do you What do you mean? I said a little bit. I didn't say a lot of
See,
it.
I don't.
Low
Think, I don't.
low bar to
I mean-
cross, but sure.
0 times 0 is 0, right?
Yeah.
Or 0 0 times 2 is 0. Like, I don't know if there's any going on.
All right. We'll see you in the next one, everybody.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.